All right, welcome to Thomas Edison School of Fairfax Family Orientation, September 1st, 2021. This is a historic moment for us because it is our inaugural year of Thomas Edison School of Fairfax, a sister school to Best Academy, and we're just very excited to have this started this fall, despite everything that's going on. And we're hopeful that we'll be able to increase our number of students moving forward so that it'll resemble closer and closer to a normal school that everyone is used to seeing. But I'm going to borrow what Dr. Leah shared with me earlier in the week. Yale started with 4 students and they are who they are right now. So we would like to just have a start with the students that we have today, and we're hoping that we can add more students down the road. So without further ado, let's begin with our presentation. All right, so we have 4 guiding principles. We want to challenge students in all areas of academics, and we want to promote many different development areas such as intellectual, physical, social, and personal development. And of course, we want to instill high academic achievement. You guys have already been used to experiencing that through our sister school. And of course, we want to instill not just academic achievement, but a great character development. We want students to be a great citizen, not just a great student. So a lot of you are gifted and we love working with you, but we also want you to be a great student, a great person in general. We celebrate different attitudes each month. Not that one attitude is more important than the other, but we want to just highlight some of these attitudes in the coming months so that we can have a better attention and better appreciation for these attitudes. I'm not going to be reading every single one of them, but starting from September, when we start our first day of school, day after Labor Day, we will be beginning to focus on some of these attitudes on a monthly basis. So I'll just give a few seconds for everyone to view and take a look at some of these attitudes. And here are some required supplies. So this is pretty similar to what you had over the summer school period, where you bring your own mask, you bring a lunch, prepackaged lunch. We won't be serving any food inside our school property. Please bring a water bottle so that you can refill. So we have a filtered water system here available in the school area inside our building. So please bring your own water bottle. Oh, and speaking of bagged lunch, if you need refrigeration, we have refrigerators for the students, and if you need to use microwave, that is also available for our students. Pencils, whether it is mechanical pencil or traditional pencils, please bring a writing utensil and at least one eraser. So we'll not only be typing on a computer, but we will also have moments and class times where you will be writing with your pencils and pen. So please bring your writing utensils and also your notebook and a notebook paper. It could be a scrap paper, but make sure you bring something to write on. And the families that have enrolled at Thomas Edison is probably familiar with where we are already, but we're located on 9001 Braddock Road, Springfield, Virginia. So although we're basically in the borderline of Fairfax and Burke, but we're officially Springfield. But if you input our address to, say, Google Maps, it'll probably leave you at the front side of our building where we have the lawn here. So if you're coming from the Vienna, McLean area, you'll probably come down this way from 495. But we advise you to actually come around the building. So the GPS will end here, but we ask you to come around the building, and there should be a direct access to our second floor, Suite 200. And there's only one door, so it won't be confusing. If you're coming from Fairfax, Burke area, or even Centerville, you'll probably come down this way on Braddock Road. You will take a right turn to Rolling Road, and you see an Exxon gas station. That's where you follow. We have giant Pete's Coffee. The mall is here, but there's a little entryway here to our parking lot here. This is a standalone building, so you can't miss it. But again, if you put it on GPS, it'll leave you here, but probably best to drive around the building or come here, and there should be a direct access to our second floor. Okay, and from here on out, I would like to introduce my wonderful colleague, Miss Nadia Blair. She's actually in charge of our curriculum, so she will guide you through some of our textbooks and our teachers. Miss Blair.
Awesome. Thanks, Mr. James. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Miss Blair. I'm really excited to share some more information with you about our schedule. And let's just start off with the textbooks here. So we actually have the privilege of working close with William & Mary's GT program. So all the textbooks that we will be using with your students this year and into the future have been put together by a bunch of specialists. As you can see, we've got the social studies, language arts, and science books here. There are others that we will use, of course, but just wanted to give you a short preview here. James, you can go ahead to the next slide. Awesome. All right, so the next 3 slides are going to be our daily class schedule. We have them set up. Monday, Wednesday schedule are the same. Tuesday, Thursday follow the same, and then Friday is slightly different. As I detail the Monday, Wednesday schedule, I'll point out what classes are different on different days of the week, but note that every day of the week we start at 9 a.m. and we are done at 3:10 p.m. So the first 10 minutes of class every day of the week is just spent greeting students, getting everyone settled into the classroom, saying goodbye to parents, and so forth. Then our first period is reading time from 9:10 to 9:45. That occurs every day. This is just kind of to let students, again, get acclimated to the classroom, kind of warm up their brains for the day. Second period, we move into language arts, which is followed by a short morning snack break. As James mentioned earlier, due to COVID-19 regulations and just our desire to keep faculty and students safe at all times, we do ask that you provide a snack just for your student. We will not be providing any on campus, so please have something packed for them specifically for that morning snack time. Following the break, we'll go right into social studies. And then on Monday and Wednesday, we will have art class. James, could you pan over to the next screen real quick? Wonderful. And Tuesday, Thursday, during that fourth period slot, we will have Spanish class. And then James, one more. Thank you so much. And then on Friday during that slot, we will have public speech. Fourth period is then followed by lunch and recess, which will be monitored by the children's morning teacher. We'll introduce our teachers here to you in just a moment. Then the afternoons on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you will have, or your students will have applied math, whereas on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they will be taught coding. Sixth period every day of the week is math, followed by seventh period science. And then finally, the students will have just a few minutes to play in the classroom and kind of wrap up for the day, and families are welcome to conduct pickups during this time. Go on to slide 10, James. Thank you. All right, so although our teachers are not here with us tonight, we have put together just a little brief introduction to all of them. We're looking forward to everyone actually getting to meet in person. We have 3 wonderful teachers that are working with us, starting with Miss D. Miss D will be the teacher for all of the morning classes. So Miss D will be with your students from the beginning homeroom period through lunchtime. Miss D teaches all subjects with a particular focus in language arts and English. She has lived in Virginia for her whole life and loves animation. I actually just learned this about Miss D today. In addition to teaching many subjects here at Thomas Edison, Miss D is a staff writer for upcoming Pixar, which is the most prominent Pixar news source on the web. So that's pretty cool. Miss D, again, oh, sorry, James. Miss D will be teaching reading, language arts, social studies, art, and public speech. All right, now we're ready for the next.
Not to mention, she also taught in our SAT classes over the summer, so she is first in so many different areas, and she's very excited, right, to teach our Thomas Edison School of Fairfax students.
Yes, absolutely. Over the summer, she was working with high school students and is now very excited to be working with our lower elementary students. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Mr. James. And next, we are excited to welcome Mrs. Arns to our team. Mrs. Arns will actually be our one teacher who's teaching us virtually. We are very excited to welcome her expertise to our teacher staff this year. Mrs. Arns will be teaching Spanish. She is originally from Cuba, but after living in Miami for a few years, she now lives and teaches from Austin, Texas. She's lived there for the past 3 years with her husband and 2 sons, Oscar and Leighton. She enjoys gardening, cooking Latin cuisine, and is excited to teach Spanish class here at Thomas Edison. I had the privilege of speaking briefly to Mrs. Arns the other day, and she seems lovely. I'm really excited to get to know her better as well. And then finally, we have Mr. Edison, who is a Best Academy favorite and will be our applied math and science teacher for our inaugural year here at Thomas Edison. Mr. Edison moved from South Korea at the age of 7 to Virginia, where he has spent most of the rest of his life. Mr. Edison enjoys playing video games of all genres and often teaches students with game-inspired activities to keep classes fun and interactive. Mr. Edison teaches math and applied math at all levels. Mr. Edison also taught, I had the privilege of teaching beside Mr. Edison this summer with our TJ prep program. And students seem to really enjoy his methods for math and applied math and science. We're excited to welcome these 3 teachers to our team this year.
Absolutely. And just to add something about Mr. Edison, I think this is his 7th year, maybe 8th year. I'm not sure, but he's been here for a very long time working with students of all levels. Miss Nadia mentioned that, he is Best Academy favorite. He doesn't look that exciting in the beginning. And I think this is one of the few pictures where I actually see him smiling.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I think he gets students excited regardless of which math class that he's teaching. So I'm very excited to be working with him.
Absolutely. All right, we can go on to the next slide. So just some important fall semester dates that I wanted to point out. All of our registered students should have already received an email containing both our daily class schedule and our yearly academic calendar. But I just, again, wanted to point out a few dates that will come up quicker than we expect. We start school, the first day of class, on September 7th, which again is this coming Tuesday for the long weekend for Labor Day. And then we begin Tuesday morning, bright and early. October 11th, neither students nor teachers will be in class as we are celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. The end of the first quarter comes around October 29th, and November 1st and 2nd, students get to observe kind of a little quarter break. Teachers will be serving in service those 2 days. And then on November 3rd, we will begin our second quarter. November 22nd to 26th, we will be observing Thanksgiving break, shortly followed by winter break, which spans from December 20th to 31st. And then we will have more information for you on important spring semester dates, but these are kind of the big ones to mark our calendars with now.
I'm sorry if you already mentioned this, Ms. Blair, but we have already sent the academic calendar that highlights everything, correct?
Yes, that's correct. That was in the original email that alerted everyone about this meeting this evening. So go ahead and search that up in your inbox. If you have a difficult time finding it, I'm more than happy to send that once again.
Yes, and if you somehow missed that, please feel free to leave your email address on chat, and Ms. Blair will follow up with you to send you the academic calendar, which probably would be good if you print it out and put it on the refrigerator or somewhere where you can see, so that you're not showing up in the building when none of us are here.
Mr. James, I wonder if it would be a good idea if we just simply attach the academic calendar to the recording when we send this out, so everyone who viewed this video either live or recorded will have access to that as well.
Sure, and this also will be uploaded on YouTube. I'm not sure if we can provide a link on that too. Maybe we can do that through Google, but yeah, we'll find a way to get this out to you. All right, so again, this is one of our favorite quotes. The reason why Mr. Edison, not Mr. Edison Kim, but Mr. Edison has been picked to represent our school is because we work with gifted students a lot. And yes, Thomas Edison is marketed as a gifted school. And we really want to hone in that learning is this is not a traditional learning school where we have public speaking classes and other classes that we highlighted before, but we want this to be a hands-on learning opportunity for our students, and we really am grateful. We're grateful that you have entrusted your student with us, especially since this is our first year starting Thomas Edison School of Fairfax. But we're actually very confident. We look forward to this year because last year with the pandemic, we started another school and it went very, very successfully. And as you know, we had a great summer with our sister school, Best Academy. So yeah, we look forward to spending this upcoming year with our families and students. With that, I would like to open up the floor to any parents or students with any questions that you have. And like I said before, you can come off mute and use your microphone to speak up, or you can leave your question on the chat box. We'll monitor that and then we'll address any questions that you may have. All right, maybe I can give one more minute in case families have difficulties finding the unmute button, but it's okay not to have questions. That means we've done a good job covering. And again, if you missed any part of our presentation, this will be uploaded on our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, I should say. And we will follow up with an email with an academic calendar, your class schedule, along with this recording, a link to this recording. But I really appreciate everyone for attending this evening's presentation. Special thanks to my wonderful colleague, Ms. Nadia, for covering the curriculum and the nitty-gritty stuff of how the day may look like for the students. Again, if you have any questions, you know how to reach us. And yes, until we meet next Tuesday in person, I hope everyone has a wonderful long weekend and everyone stays safe. Thank you so much for attending again.
Thank you, folks.